Welcome back, guys. So in this session we're going to talk about how to save a document, and it's a general usual process. So we're just going to save the document as a PSD Photoshop file, and then we're going to talk about smart objects. So this session is completely dedicated for smart objects. So we're going to explore a lot about smart objects, why do we need them, and how do we create smart objects and all these things. So let's get started then. So at last, welcome back, and so I've completed the the face. So I haven't done the background here because I know it's kind of black, so I'm just going to use a black background here, which I have already created here. So the next process, so I hope you guys have also finished till this particular stage. I just hope you guys have finished the picture completely. So before heading on to the next process, I want you guys to save the file. So if in case you guys are not sure how to save the files, probably I hope you guys would have already saved if you know Photoshop already. So this is for someone who doesn't, if you're a new guy and you don't know about Photoshop, this is for you. So just go to File and click on Save, and it's gonna get saved. So right now I have already saved. It's just overriding the file. So if in case you want to prefer where do you want to save the file, you can use another option, which is Save As. Right now, if you notice, it just took a long time, and if you can notice, it's still saving. It's mentioned here as saving 0%, because it's full of multiple layers. I think hundreds and hundreds of layers are there inside, and that is the reason the file is a bit too heavy. So it's gonna take some time to save, because the main reason here is we have used very small letters here, lots and lots of lines and lots of letters. So yeah, so I think it's saved now. So if in case you guys have also followed a similar kind of technique where if you have drawn used lots of lines of letters here, then definitely your file is going to be heavy. That is not a problem, actually. It just takes some time to get saved. So if in case, I forgot to say this, if in case you want to save the file it somewhere else, you can just click on Save As, and it's going to ask you for the location where you want to save. So here I have this particular folder under Udemy typography, and I have this particular one. And if in case you want to save it in desktop, you can save it in desktop and other steps. So that's how you prefer your location. So once after saving this file, what I want you guys to do is right click on this. I hope you guys have organized all these things, grouped everything separately. If you notice here, I have grouped into separate body folder, if you can notice. So if I switch off body, the body is this part. So it's just taking some time. Let it take. Yeah, so you can see I have just moved all the layers under body, whichever I have typed there, under body group. So similarly, I've just used all these right side hair, this one, and then left side hair, which is this one. So I've just grouped all these things in different groups, different layers in different groups. So now what I want you guys to do is, once after grouping all these things, select a particular group and just be sure that you have saved the file, because right now we are going to edit the file. So from now on, once after saving the file, whatever we are going to do now is we're going to save it as another file. So just be sure that you have saved the file already as a Photoshop document already. So now select any one particular group and right click on it, and convert this into smart object. So let me just do it, and it's gonna take some time. So it's right now, if you notice, it's merging layers. So what it's doing is it's gonna merge all the layers together, and it's gonna convert into a smart object. Okay, to talk about what is smart object, a smart object is nothing but it doesn't pixelate much, so it's going to maintain your quality. So it's enough you can just understand till that. So this is your smart object, you can notice now. So now select another layer, so select the next layer, which is right outright. So just right click on it and convert it to smart object. So that is the process of converting all these groups into smart objects. So your next mini challenge, next short assignment would be just take a pause, take a break from the video, and I want you guys to take up the remaining part as a challenge. So just go ahead and convert all these other groups into smart objects, and just take that as a challenge and see if you can do that. So it's pretty easy task, so just go ahead and do it. I'll wait for you guys. So yes, so welcome back. So I hope you guys have completed that. So let me go ahead and finish my task. If you notice something here, once after I fixed this, the facial hairs from the text layer into a smart object, now the file is really faster, because the main reason why the file was too heavy is it had lots and lots of layers inside this facial hairs, because we have to get the complete details of this facial hairs, the full beard and mustache. So yeah, now it looks a bit faster. So at last, we have got the complete picture here. So now you might wonder, why do we need it as a smart object? Let me just explain that to you now before getting it further. So we're going to talk about smart object. So when we're talking about smart object, first we need to understand why do we need this. So a smart object is nothing but the same image which we are using usually in the Photoshop, but at the same time it's not going to pixelate, or it's not going to lose its quality when you do anything to the image. If in case you're editing the image, or if in case you're cutting it and making it to pieces, what it's going to do is it's going to try and maintain the quality there. So in order to demonstrate that, let me go ahead and take a picture from here. Let's say I'm going to take a picture like this, right? I have this picture here. And what I'm going to do is, if you notice something, when I import this picture here, immediately the image, the picture here, the thumbnail here shows as a small icon here, which is actually nothing but it's your smart object thumbnail. So right now, by default, when you import any image into your Photoshop, it's by default it's imported as a smart object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and rasterize this layer. When I rasterize a layer, you know that the smart object thumbnail is missing now. So right now it's a normal layer, right? So if in case you're editing your picture, for example, if you want to cut down the background, or if you want to do some changes to the picture, you need it to be in this normal layer, not as a smart object layer. Okay, then why do we need the smart object layer now? I'm going to duplicate the layer now, Ctrl J, and I'm going to right click on this copied layer and convert this to a smart object. So convert to smart object, and right now this is the normal layer and this is a smart object layer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both these layers together, and I'm going to reduce the size maybe till here and just enter, and then I'm going to increase the size back like this, right, and enter again. Now you might notice that nothing has been changed here. What did I do now? I just reduced the size and have just incremented back to the same size there. Now if you notice, this is the smart object layer which I have on top. If I just hide that, you would notice this is the normal layer which is the background. Now the difference here is the smart object, however you try to scale it down or move it around or edit it or do anything to the layer, it's trying to maintain the same quality there. But at the same time, this normal layer, it just lost its quality completely. So that is the reason why we actually use a smart object here. So in typography even, we might be using smart objects because we don't want to lose the quality there. So that's it about smart object layer, guys. Okay, so hope you guys understood what smart object is. So that's the reason we have all these layers as smart object here. And now let me go ahead and select all these layers everything together and right click and convert them to smart object again. So right now we have got the complete image, complete text, letters, everything in this one particular layer, which is the body. Okay, let me rename it as something else. Maybe I could say typo, something like this. That should be fine. So okay, so right now we have converted this into typo. So what is the next thing which we're going to do is we're going to save this as a different file. Make sure that you don't override your old original file typo method. So just press Ctrl Shift S, or just go to File and Save As, and just mention it here as, I'm just saving it as version 2, typo method version 2. So let me just save it here. Just click OK. So it's getting saved here. Yep, so it got saved now. So I think that's it for this session. So I think we're all set to get to the final process of typography. So let's go ahead in the next session and finish our artwork. So see you guys then.